You think you've seen everything in the world of celebrity power couples, but what just happened between the NFL and the music industry is going to make you rethink everything you know about keeping secrets, because we just got a massive reveal that changes the entire timeline of this year. We are talking about a collision of worlds that nobody saw coming until the clues started dropping, and now that the photos are out, the internet is absolutely losing its mind over the details that most people completely missed. Let's be honest, when you hear the name Cardi B, you expect drama, you expect fashion, and you expect chart-topping hits. But what you don't expect is a sudden, heartwarming crossover with the NFL that results in a brand new bundle of joy. And yet, here we are, staring at the evidence that Stefon Diggs, yes, the New England Patriots player, has just officially entered the chat in the most dad way possible. Now, hold on, because if you think this is just another standard celebrity baby announcement, you are not paying attention to the comments section, which is where the real story is actually unfolding right now. We need to talk about November 19th, the day the internet stood still, because that is when the rapper finally decided to grace our feeds with the first official pictures of her son. And while the photos were adorable, the caption game was strong, but the comment from Stefon is what has everyone playing detective. He didn't just drop a heart emoji and leave. No, he wrote, "There he is." And that three-word phrase is doing a lot of heavy lifting right there because it implies a level of intimacy and anticipation that you only get when you've been waiting in the wings, counting down the days, and keeping a secret that the rest of the world is desperate to know. It gives you that little hit of satisfaction, knowing that while we were all speculating, they were living this reality. But here is the curveball that makes you want to lean in closer. The couple welcomed this baby on November 4th, which means they managed to keep this quiet for over 2 weeks. And in the age of social media, where everyone has a camera and a leaked source, that is practically a miracle. So you have to wonder what else they are hiding. And right on cue, Stefon drops a hint that feels like a massive breadcrumb leading us to the biggest mystery of all, the name. They haven't officially announced the name yet, or at least that's what they want you to think, but if you look at Stefon's comment again, he refers to the newborn as Baby Brim, followed by those kissing face emojis, and that right there is the dopamine hit we have been looking for. Is Brim the name? Is it a nickname? Is it short for something monumental? It feels like an insider secret that he just slipped out casually, and that is the genius of it because it forces us to engage, to guess, and to obsess over what Brim could possibly mean in the context of their lives. But wait, because the emotional payoff hits even harder when you realize this isn't just about a baby. It is about the validation of a romance that has been swirling in the rumor mill for months. Remember back in May? That was when Stefon confirmed the romance, and it felt like a whirlwind then, but looking back now, the timeline is absolutely fascinating. Because fast forward to November, and he is in the comments section writing, "Proud of you, boo, but love you." And that specific phrasing, "proud of you," is the kind of deeply personal affirmation that separates a fling from a partnership. It's a small hit of insight that tells us this isn't just for the cameras. He is acknowledging the physical and emotional toll of bringing a life into the world, and that adds a layer of authenticity that you just cannot fake. However, this story gets even more complex when you zoom out and look at the bigger picture, literally. Because we're not just talking about a couple, we're talking about a massive, blended empire of a family that is forming right before our eyes. You have to consider the logistics here because Stefon is already a father to his daughters, 8-year-old Nova and 7-month-old Charlie, coming from his previous relationships, so he is already deep in the parenting game, but now you add Cardi's squad into the mix, and the dynamic shifts completely. She shares her kids, 7-year-old Kulture, 4-year-old Wave, and 1-year-old Blossom, with her estranged husband Offset. So when you do the math, this new baby boy is joining a roster of siblings that rivals the starting lineup of a football team. And that is where the curiosity gap widens again. How does this blend actually work behind closed doors? We are looking at a Brady Bunch situation but with Grammy Awards and Super Bowl dreams, and the complexity of navigating those relationships with ex-partners in the public eye is a reality show waiting to happen. Yet they seem to be handling it with a level of grace that is honestly surprising. It's fascinating to think about the intersection of these two lives because you have the disciplined, high-performance world of the NFL colliding with the chaotic, creative, unfiltered world of hip-hop. And usually those oil and water mixtures don't mix.
but baby Brim seems to be the anchor holding it all together. Let's circle back to that nickname for a second, because it keeps stuck in my head. Brim sounds strong, it sounds unique, and it fits perfectly with the trend of celebrity baby names that break the mold, but it also sounds like a legacy, something with weight to it. And knowing Stefon's career and Cardi's flair for the dramatic, it wouldn't be shocking if there is a deeper meaning related to resilience or triumph hidden in that name. This brings us to the aha moment of why we care so much. It's because we love seeing people reinvent themselves, and both Stefon and Cardi are in phases of their careers where they are establishing their legacies. And this child represents a new chapter that is distinctly separate from their pasts. It's a fresh start wrapped in a blue blanket. And the fact that Stefon is publicly claiming that excitement, sharing that joy, and doubling down on his affection with the "love you" comment suggests that he is all in, fully committed to this chaotic, beautiful mess of a blended family. But here is the cliffhanger that keeps you watching. We still don't have the official name confirmation, and we haven't seen the full family portrait yet. Baby Brim is just the appetizer, the teaser trailer for the main event. And knowing Cardi, the official reveal is going to be a production in itself, likely dropping when we least expect it, maybe in a game, maybe in a music video, keeping us on the hook. You have to appreciate the strategy of it all. They give us the picture, but hide the face. They give us the nickname, but withhold the birth certificate. They confirm the love, but keep the daily life private. It is a masterclass in modern celebrity, giving the audience just enough dopamine to feel satisfied while opening a dozen new questions about the future. Will the kids all get along? How will the co-parenting dynamic shift with Stefon now firmly in the picture as a dad to this new baby? And seriously, is Brim actually the name on the legal documents? We are watching a real-time evolution of a power dynamic that could dominate the headlines for years. And frankly, it's refreshing to see a story focused on new life and new love rather than just the scandals, even if the timeline from May to November felt like it moved at the speed of light. So as we stare at those kissing emojis and analyze that "there he is" comment, we are left with the realization that we are only seeing the tip of the iceberg. The real story is what happens next, how this blended family operates, and when we finally get the explanation behind the name that has Stefon Diggs beaming with so much pride that he couldn't help but leak it to the world. It's sweet, it's messy, it's intriguing, and it's exactly the kind of content that keeps us refreshing the page, waiting for the next drop. Because in the world of Cardi and Stefon, the only thing you can expect is the unexpected. And Baby Brim is just the beginning of a saga that is going to keep us all talking for a very long time.